Hey, Mike Robbins here. I want to make this video about leading a virtual team, leading from home. Right now, we're in this stressful and uncertain time with the coronavirus that has forced most of us to be at home, working from home. Now, if you're watching this video and you're someone who leads a team or manages people and you have to figure out how to manage them remotely, you know it's not that easy. Now, one thing that's important to remember is it's a blessing, actually. It's a real privilege that we get to work from home. Not everybody has that privilege. Not everybody has that blessing. Some people work in industries and environments where maybe hospitality, maybe retail, where they can't work from home. So if you and your team and you have a role or for a company where you're able to work from home, even though it's stressful, even though it's challenging, it's important to remember that it is a real blessing. I'm going to talk about 5 specific things you can do as a leader to manage your team remotely as effectively as possible. But I first want to talk about some of the challenges. And you may have your own unique challenges, but first and foremost, it's challenging because even if we're used to working from home or we have people on our team who are used to that, we've never been in a situation where we're forced to work from home. So we don't have a choice. We have to. And some of us are better set up than others at home. We have a space. We can work from home. But usually when we work from home, our spouse isn't there if we have a spouse. Our kids aren't home from school. We have more space and ability to do stuff. Right now, kids are out of school, spouses are home, people are on top of each other, and we can't really go anywhere and do anything for the most part. So there's a lot of external stress, not to mention the uncertainty of what's happening with the economy, what's happening in the world, where are things going, what's happening with the company, how's this changing our business? So many different things you have to manage as a leader, not to mention just trying to get your work done and manage other people to get their work done. So acknowledging some of the challenge as well as the blessing. What are some things that you can do specifically as a leader, as a manager in this time right now as you manage your team virtually? The first thing you can do is make sure you take care of yourself first. Now, it's a cliche and people often use this as an example, but they use it because it's important. We have to put on our own oxygen mask first. We have to take care of ourselves first and foremost. Now, oftentimes in the midst of stress, in the midst of uncertainty, in the midst of things changing and moving like is happening right now, our tendency, even really great leaders, the tendency is to be of service, to make sure everyone is taken care of. And that's a beautiful thing. The intention is wonderful. The problem is if we don't take care of ourselves, we end up being stressed out. We end up not feeling well. We end up not being able to serve the people around us. I mean, think of right now with what's happening with the coronavirus. We're reading things about healthcare workers, doctors, nurses, other people, other practitioners getting sick. And while it's sad that they're getting sick for them, of course, that's scary. But when they're sick, they can't care for other people. So while it's not nearly as intense just as a manager and as a leader, our health isn't necessarily at stake, although we all want to be careful and as healthy as possible right now. If we don't take care of ourselves, we can't show up for other people. Also, caring for ourselves models that for our team. It's like Gandhi taught us, right? Be the change. So model what we want to see. So caring for ourselves is not selfish, it's necessary, particularly at this time. The second thing we can do is get support or get help, get guidance from others. You're watching this video right now for guidance, for support, for insight, for ideas. There's all kinds of resources, books and articles and things, especially right now. People are putting out a lot of information about how can we be effective in this environment. Right? There are people that are good at this. There are people who've done this a lot. Maybe you have some experience with it, but reach out to and get support from others, get some mentorship, get some coaching, get some feedback. How can I be as effective as possible? Even ask your team, what can I start doing? What can I stop doing? What can I continue doing? How can I be most effective in this situation right now? The third thing that's important to do is check in with your team. Like really check in, not just how's it going or hey, how are we doing on this project or this deadline, but like really check in. Take time, take extra time. I know everybody's busy and stressed and there's a lot going on, but how are people feeling? What's happening? What's going on with their family? What's going on with their kids? What's going on with their own health, their well-being? They're like, just the more you can check in with people on a human level, the better for them, for you, for the health of the team. The fourth thing that we need to focus on and we can do is be flexible. Be nimble. What that means is like, look, everybody's dealing with different sets of circumstances inside of this larger circumstance. Again, some people have, people counting on them. Some people have more challenging home lives. Whatever the case is, again, it's not your job to manage that for them, but it is your job to be flexible, to be compassionate, to be understanding. Sometimes people are going to need to jump off a video call to go take care of their young child. Sometimes they're going to need to take care of their own mental health, emotional health, and well-being, whatever the case may be, right? We have different, time zones, different factors, different things happening in different parts of the country or the world. Can we be flexible? Can we be nimble about that? And the final thing that's really important at this time is we got to step up. You got to step up. Is this easy? No. Is this fun? No. Was this what we wanted? No. Is this what we asked for? No. But I love the quote from Byron Katie. She says, when you argue with reality, you lose, but only 100% of the time. This is the reality we're dealing with. This is not ideal. This is not fun and easy. It's not what we thought was going to happen at the beginning of this year, but here we are. So we got to figure out how to embrace it, and not only embrace it, but step up into it. I love the quote. I don't even know who said it, but I love this quote. Circumstances don't define us. They reveal us. So what is this revealing about you, about your team? How can you as a leader step up into this moment and meet the moment? It doesn't mean you have to be perfect. It doesn't mean you can't be scared. It doesn't mean you aren't going to make mistakes and don't have questions. All of those things are true. But can you step up and meet the needs of your team and of this moment so that you can be the best leader possible and not only have you and your team survive this difficulty, but actually thrive in the process? One of the most important things that great teams understand in general, and especially when dealing with challenging circumstances, is we're all in this together. So if you can lead from that place and remember those 5 things, right? Take care of yourself, get support and guidance, check in with your team, be flexible, and step up. You can be the exact leader leading in the right and best way for your team in this moment, and amazing things can happen. Thanks for watching. Take care and good luck.